I wasn't kidding when I said there was a giant fork. Good morning, everybody. Late morning. Took me a while to get my butt in gear this morning, but it's in gear, and now I'm taking the little monster for his morning WALK. It's actually his second WALK. I don't know why I'm spelling it when we're actually on a walk. Habit, I think. You are doing very good with the off-leash training. We are just outside of Del Norte, Colorado, on some BLM land. And there's a sign and some statues at the beginning of this road saying it's part of the Old Spanish Trail, but the actual road isn't part of the Old Spanish Trail. There are some wagon tracks that I could see, barely. The Old Spanish Trail started after Mexican independence and before the Mexican-American War. And so this area would have been Mexico at the time when wool traders would bring wool from Santa Fe all the way to Los Angeles along one of several routes, but this is one of them. I tried to see if there was going to be anything exciting if we drove down this road a little bit, but it's just ATV trails, off-road trails. It doesn't look like they go very far, so not super exciting. So our plan is to start heading down the road toward Creede today. I love how sparkly and crystally this snow is. I'm pretty excited this morning that you can actually see the Sangre de Cristo mountains behind me. I mean, they're still in the distance, but at least they're not completely covered with clouds today. And for those who are new to the channel, I'm Katie. That's Tuk. And we're on a pretty massive road trip. And right now we are headed sort of southish toward Mexico. Good boy. Good boy. Watch your head. I'm getting a pretty late start, but I'm finally ready to go. A roar har. Just a few miles later, we are rolling into Del Norte. I don't know if I've actually been through Del Norte before. I must have, because I've been to Creede. Google Maps
300 feet, turn left onto Cherry Street.
is going to be
Take
yelling.
the second left onto Cherry Street, then turn left onto 4th Street.
Google Maps is going to be yelling at me a lot because I'm not doing what she's telling me to do. She doesn't like it when I don't follow her directions, but I wanted to drive down the main street of Del Norte. Pretty small town. I don't know what the actual population is, but it's not a very big town. But cool old western town. We're not sticking around Del Norte. We are headed out of town and looking for a dirt road. We are getting into some interesting country already. This is kind of neat. Cool lumpy rock formations are happening. We're gonna drive up into the Elephant Rocks because I found a road and we're gonna check them out. I was thinking, what a neat area, and this might be cool to camp here and just explore around. It is littered with carcasses. Tuk is extremely happy about this situation. There's a leg, there's a skull, there's a jawbone. You're not gonna get to take that in the car, buddy. This would be otherwise a pretty nice camp spot. And there's some parts up there. Part of a pelvis, some spine. I would be spending my entire time just trying to not let Tuk just gorge on the carcasses. So we won't be staying here. Tuk was very sad to leave there, but we need to carry on. We have just entered Rio Grande National Forest, and it's pretty cool. Neat rock formations. There's an arch we're gonna go see. There's a deer. You see the deer? I was driving along and I was like, I don't see the arch, and maybe you have to hike to it. Maybe there's a trail, and then just boom, there's an arch. What'd you find over there? What'd you find? He is on a leash because there are live deer in the area. Maybe we should hike up to it. It's not very far, but it is very up. That's as close as we're getting. I don't see a way to get up this that would be safe for the dog. It's definitely a little scrambling, and being solo. As much as I want to get the hero shot in there, I don't think it's worth it. So we made it most of the way up. We're heading back down. My shoes are very muddy. Going up was strenuous. Coming back down was treacherous because it was steep and muddy and just slippy as snot. So I think that's good for hiking today. And we're gonna head down the road to another spot because it's getting late already, because I've been dawdling all day, and we're gonna look for a camp spot near the next cool thing to see. I don't know whether we'll see that cool thing today or in the morning, but we're headed toward Penitente Canyon. Say goodbye to the arch. What did you think of that hike? You were like, that's cool. You just ran down like it was nothing. And are you keeping an eye out for deer? Yeah. There's a nice buck and a doe. Hi guys. Hi deer. How you doing, deer? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm gonna have to do some Googling tonight, but these little mountains all look very volcanic to me. I have not read up yet on the geology of this area, but these rocks have to be volcanic. I'll do some reading tonight and see what I can find out. Are you ready to get out? Yeah? Good boy. Are you hungry? Oh, what a good boy. Now, wait, wait. Wait. Okay. Okay. He gets to eat his food tonight without having to chase it around in the food ball, because when there's snow everywhere, the food ball just gets stuffed with snow. So we have learned that. But this is a nice little camp spot, and we're right near the entrance to Penitente Canyon. And we are overlooking the San Luis Valley. And there's some familiar landmarks you might be able to see that show you we actually haven't gone that much of a distance. That is Blanca Peak. And we were camped at the base of Blanca Peak just a couple nights ago. So we haven't gotten very far, but that's okay. The sun is going down, and so I'm going to get the Jeep together real quick, which doesn't take much, but I'm going to figure out what to eat. Oh, sun. And then turn in. Getting the Jeep together. Just pull the seats forward. Move some of this crap to the front seat. I have a water tank in here, but it's frozen right now. So I'm having to purchase water. Tonight should be a little bit warmer, but we've had multiple nights now in the single digits, and the tank itself isn't frozen, but the water line coming out of it is frozen. I mean, if I were desperate, I could probably get a turkey baster and stick it down in the tank, but I just go purchase some water. Sounded like stuff fell down. Oh. My drone fell down. Some more crap here to go up front, and the little guys tie out. Ideally, I would not have a bunch of crap that I have to throw up front, but I take too much stuff. And then my mattress is basically ready to go, but I have this other mattress underneath of my mattress, and I've got to unfold that. We open up the platform and then unfold the under mattress, which is a solid foam mattress. And then my mattress goes on top. Put my pillows in place. Stash the jackery. That's kind of my table area. That's my sleeping bag. Oh, grab my other pillow. Because it's winter, I put my little insulated window shades in. And surprisingly, even though they're like thin, plasticky stuff, sun, they really help. And we're all set up for the night, except for that I haven't pulled out my sleeping bag yet. I have Tuck's blanket, and then I have my electric blanket underneath of that. And I put my sleeping bag actually on top of hopefully just me, because it's not the sturdiest sleeping bag. It's an ultralight one. So I don't want Tuck on it, if at all possible, to prevent that. So we get in, and then once we're both in, then I pull out the sleeping bag. Yeah, because you have claws and stuff and slobber. I've been surviving these single digit temps because my sleeping bag is actually a minus 10 degree bag, and then you pair that with the electric blanket, and it's fine. But I'd still rather have my diesel heater, but the parts have not arrived yet, so I gotta make do. And for dinner, we're making do with my leftover sauerkraut and kielbasa, and I'm not making potatoes, so I'm just having some bread. I'm hoping the steam will soften up my butter a little bit. But the mountains, the sun has gone down, and the mountains just look amazing. Burned my sauerkraut a little bit. It didn't really help melt the butter very much. Made it a little bit softer. Dinner is served, and I'm very much looking forward to this because I'm hungry because I didn't have lunch for some reason. And as soon as I finish eating, me and Tuck are gonna crawl into the Jeep and we'll see you guys in the morning. Yeah, good boy. You're a good boy. Good morning, everybody. It's a little chillier this morning than it was yesterday, but I've got my coffee going and I'm basically all packed up, and we're gonna be heading down to the Penitente Canyon in just a couple minutes. Good boy! Good boy. Here's the map update of where we are. This is Colorado, and we came down to Alamosa and headed west, and then a little bit before a little town called South Fork, we headed up to Penitente Canyon. I did do some homework last night, and it turns out this stuff really is volcanic, and in fact we are sitting in the La Garita caldera. When you see a classic image of a volcano cone, the caldera is the fiery bit in the middle. And about 26 million years ago, this volcano erupted, and what we have left is a caldera. This particular volcanic activity was described as explosive, and the largest explosive volcanic event known on Earth, which is crazy. Ash fell as far as the eastern seaboard of the United States, so it was pretty big, which I didn't realize there was such a massive volcanic event that was bigger than Yellowstone. The canyon has its name from Los Hermanos I can't say it. I'm looking. Penitente? Los Hermanos Penitente? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Or in English, the Penitent Brothers. This was sort of a weird Mexican and indigenous people Catholic cult that came around the early 1900s. And there's not a whole lot of information about these guys except for that part of their Easter services involved people hanging themselves on crosses and lots of self-flagellation. And that's all I know about it. And that may not even be true. That's sort of the rumors about this group. But the canyon is named for them. And in the 1980s, a group of men from that church came into this canyon and painted a very large image of the Virgin Mary on one of the canyon walls. And that's what we're going to look for. And apparently there are some Native American pictographs in the canyon, but I can't find any information about where they might be. They just say scattered throughout the canyon, so I don't know if I'll actually spot any of those, but we'll be keeping our eye out. This is a popular schmutz on the camera. This is a popular rock climbing area, and apparently there's like 300 rock climbing routes in here, and these canyons are pretty extensive. So I don't know what we'll find, but I'm hoping that we find the Madonna. And I can see some bolts in these rocks. This would be a fun place to kind of get back into rock climbing. I haven't done rock climbing in decades, but this would be a good place to restart it. And I believe the claim about the 300 routes because I just see bolted route after bolted route after bolted route on these rocks. The Madonna is coming into view. I'm a little sad about the current appearance of the Madonna. So it's been repainted. There was a sign at the beginning of the trail that showed what it used to look like as compared to now. And it used to be a lot nicer looking. And the repainting of it is absolutely an act of vandalism. And the BLM is investigating, but are they going to find out who repainted it? Who knows? Apparently it was repainted sometime in 2004, and they didn't do a very good job. There is the Madonna, the Virgin of Guadalupe. The story also goes that the three guys who originally painted the Madonna accessed that wall by lowering tires on their lariats, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how they got back up, but painted it sitting on tires held by their lariats. That's a little crazy. How did they get back up? Keep going. Go on. And the little one is having the time of his life. He's getting a lot of freedom because he can't really get lost in here. You're kind of stuck in the funnel of the canyon. So he can run around and be crazy. I've been looking, but I have not seen any pictographs. They don't advertise the locations of pictographs typically to protect them from vandalism, which happens. I think it's time we got back to the car. The little monster has had lots of good running around time, and we're gonna head to Creede. And now that I've thought about it a little bit, it actually makes complete sense that this is a massive caldera because of the proximity of Creede. And right by Creede is a place called the Wheeler Geologic Area, which is a cool place with volcanic rock formations that I've been to before. We won't be going this trip because I don't actually think it's accessible in winter. It is pretty high in elevation and not back maintained roads. It's back a four-wheel drive road. So I don't think that that is going to be accessible right now. Welcome to Creede. It sits at the base of these crazy splashy rock formations. Well, that's really neat. My first order of business in Creede is to find a sandwich. There's got to be a good sandwich shop here somewhere. We're not going that way. Are you a good boy? I just ordered myself a sandwich from this little sandwich shop called Vita and left Tuck tied up outside for a few minutes, and he did really well. I could watch him through the window. I would like him to learn how to sit outside while I go into a shop, and good first step. It's a roast beef sandwich with bacon. Creede is a good name. It's named after Nicholas C. Creede, who is the man who discovered the Holy Moses silver mine. It's like the shoe tree. Good boy. And Creede is the only incorporated city in the entirety of Mineral County. Something like 80 to 90% of the land in Mineral County is public land, mostly Forest Service and BLM land. So it's kind of cool. This entire county in Colorado has one city. There still is mining here, but it's mostly lead and zinc now. Right next to a lovely decorated Christmas tree is this cool, I assume, ore cart, an ore engine. I wonder what the purpose of the bumps are. That is the Creede Repertory Theater. They're fairly famous for the repertory theater and their giant fork. I wasn't kidding when I said there was a giant fork. That is the world's largest fork. And I think that's it for today. I actually need to hop back in the car and make tracks toward Montrose because I have a package being delivered there along with my Amazon packages. So I need to get there, and I want to thank all of you guys for coming along with me. It's amazing that you're coming along with me. If you've made it this far in the video and you're not a subscriber yet, maybe you should subscribe. It costs nothing and it really does help. I'll see you down the road.